Hi, everybody. How are you? This is Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. It is Friday, April 14th. It has been 2 weeks. I can't believe it. Yeah, and we went straight from winter to summer this week. 3 days of in the 80s. In fact, one day when I went out to my car after school, the thermometer was reading 87. I'm sure that's because of the heat on the blacktop, but it didn't get much cooler by the time I got home. So, yeah, crazy town. Crazy town. Now, of course, it's a dry heat. You know what I mean? I can handle 87 when it's not humid, but humidity and I are not friends. So, when the temperature starts to climb and the humidity starts to climb, AC and I were like BFFs. So interesting. So I hope everybody's well. As you see by the title, I have some progress to show you and some Christmas haul. And you're like, what? Christmas haul? Well, my dear sweet other half gave me a gift certificate for Stitches Unlimited in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And we finally got to go. He drove me down, love him to death, and I got to spend my Christmas gift. So, and a little bit more. So then on the way home, there was another shop that I had, I guess over time with my purchases, I had earned $23 to spend. So when you have $23 to spend, you're supposed to spend it, right? So we stopped there and I got some other goodies, mostly floss, and that's where I am. So, where should we start? Well, let's start with some progress. So, my March whip go, one of my March whip goes is the Barn Owl by Cottage Garden Samplings. Now, this is part of the Year in the Woods series from last year. And I think, like I told you before, this is the only one I purchased. I'm thinking about the bears. I don't know. And maybe the woodpecker. But this one called to me because my daughter Abby loves owls. And I'm very conservative when it comes to purchasing or doing anything with owls because I want to make sure she likes it. And I showed her the pattern. She's like, oh, Mom, that's cool. So, add to cart. So this is being done on, I think it's 40 Count Valor by Picture This Plus. And that was a Dickens to find, I'll tell you that. I was calling all over the place trying to find that. My threads are a little scraggy, but it's mostly DMC with Carrot and Grits Weeks Dye Works. So there really aren't a lot of colors involved here. I love the carrot. So, and it's not out of the hoop, sorry, but I work on it at night. This is one of those things that I can't stop working on. I don't know why. But so much so that my other March or April, whatever month we're in, Whipco, I have not touched. And what it is one of the blocks from my Prairie Meadow quilt. I'm just not into it. Like I told you last time, I'm going to have to unbury it from this pile of stuff. And I'm not feeling it. So, my board, my rules. So I will probably go back and change it to something else. Make it very simple because let's face it, I'm running out of time. And there we go. I don't feel like working on a quilt if I'm not feeling it. Oh, excuse me. Long day at school. So, here we go. So this is what I have done on the Barn Owl. I could not resist getting the eyes done. I don't know, it just gives it a little more personality. Now, there are a couple stitchy mistakes in that tree branch, and I had to do some creative rearranging, but I think it works. You know, I wasn't about to rip everything out just because I was off one stitch. So there we go. So I was excited. Oh! My magnet from the back of my needle minder jumped to my little bungee cord things. My needle minder is White Christmas. I found that from Mad from Minders on Etsy, and if you like White Christmas like I do, there you go. Okay. Put the threads and the pattern together. All right, what else have I been working on? Well, I finally got my temperature tree caught up. Again, this one's in the hoop too because I want to go back and try and get some days in April on it. But I was like half of March behind. Now, this one does take quite a few threads. And these are all, whoops, all DMC. So, there we go. So they're all pretty bright, you know, except for the brown for the trunk, but that's okay. And here we go. I'm just doing it on 14 count Aida. I got the pattern off of Etsy and I just wanted to start stitching it. So I grabbed a tube of Aida that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby and just started working on it. Now, again, there are some creative leaf placements because that trunk is a booger. All right. So these three branches, somewhere along the line, are a little too close together. So I've had to reshape the leaves. But I think it looks good. And I think it's amazing that when you look at this, this is the coldest day we had in 3 months. You know, I mean, January's mostly greens and blues, and February even has some golds in it, right? And then this lighter gold is even a warmer day. So as far as April's concerned, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm about a week behind again. And I have to get moving on the trunk because here's May and here's June, and I need to finish June. And then I have November and December done, but, you know, I need to do July, August, September, October. So one of these days when I have nothing to do, I will sit down and I will do brown trunk. When I have nothing to do, I don't know. I should probably be doing grading right now, but I'm not feeling it. It's a hard time of year. It's the fourth quarter. And yeah, got about 6.5, 7 weeks to school. So anyway, I've been working on that. And I keep this one in my stamp bag just because it fits. Nothing major. So that's that. I started on, I think I worked on this since I last saw you, but I started on American Sampler by Plum Street. Chris, the camping stitcher, who is so inspirational. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. But here are the threads. Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and that's it. So very muted antique colors. And maybe I haven't worked on this since I last saw you. I don't know. But here we go. I have not gotten that far. So I need to work on that. But it's beautiful. Has a huge sawtooth star in it. You know, right there. So there we go. And of course, the American history teacher nerded out with the flag. So there we go with that. So that's there. What did... No, I haven't started that one yet. Losing my mind, people. Losing my mind. Alright, so believe it or not, this one has garnered a lot of my attention. I have no idea why. That was my cat. I have no idea what she just did. So, this is Anton Ufendel by Hands Across the Sea. You know, this is the one with the border from you-know-where. Of course, I'm sure I will come up with another sampler with a border from you-know-where. Now, I am using all DMC. Very pretty colors. And here is Anne. All right. And I have just, I mean, even if I just get a thread in it, I'm happy. So, she's huge. She's a big girl. So what I started working on, here I got the border, I think I showed you. But what I worked on, let me fold it up a little bit so you were able to see it better, is I worked on putting some more of the flower stems and the leaves on the border. It's a different green than the actual border chain. But I have decided that what I'm going to do is work on it one page at a time. I figured once the border's done, you know, that border chain, everything else should fall into place. So the first page is this corner up here. So like this flower right here is 1/1. But I think it takes you down like 3 here. And maybe about into this tree somewhere in there. So I don't know why, but I just have this really strong desire to work on this. And I can get lost in it. So I keep this in the project bag that I bought at Steel City Stitchers Retreat. I bought it from Stitching with Grammy, Barb. Love it. It's kitty corn. Very nice project bag. Very nice. I've even learned a few things from buying other people's project bags. For example, using a longer thread length. I've been using a stitch length. I've been using like a 2 or a 2.5, and I should probably make it a little longer. The other one I've been working on, thanks to Chris, the camping stitcher, again, is, there's the picture, Map of Hawk Run Hollow. I have graciously been added to a Hawk Run Hollow group that Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough runs once a month. And So, we sit there and I mean, it's not like you have to work on a hawk run hollow. You don't. I still have to put all the threads on my floss drops. I haven't done that yet. But this, I asked my daughter who lives in the next town over near Joanne's, and I'm like, I need you to make a floss run. So I had her get me a lot of black because I need a lot of black. So black's like probably the only thing I have on a thread drop. So what I have done so far, I'm doing this on hang on. I'm doing this on 40 count vintage autumn gold by Lakeside Linens. I had found this piece on the stash unloading group on Facebook, and I haven't gotten to the point where I necessarily feel comfortable with using some other linen or whatever, because I figured the designer knew what they were doing, right? I mean, as weird as Picasso is, I guess he knew what he was doing. So this is as far as I've gotten. So the big black blob is going down the hawk's wing, I believe. And that's the top of the border. Or actually, it's like the hawk's neck. Maybe, I don't know. So it's like, I've done this over to about here, the outline, and this to about here. But, I think that what I'll do is I'll do some of this, and then I'm to the point where I could probably work on some of these white blobs. That's a technical term. Go back, do some more of the border, put the colors in the border, work on the trees. Again, I'm going to do it page by page. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to try and do the whole border, the whole black outline of the border, but we'll see. So that's the map of Hawk Run Hollow. I'm kind of wishing I had started this one before Villages, but they're going to get done. One of these days they'll get done. But there are so many pretty charts in Hawk Run Hollow. I'm seriously thinking about doing the shores of Hawk Run Hollow because I love that ship. Now, of course, if you look at all that white, that's going to be a bear. But there's a lot of coverage in a lot of these charts, like these houses and villages of Hawk Run Hollow. And this is the house that I am really looking forward to doing. I don't know what draws me to that. I think I have a thing for salt boxes. So that's on my agenda for the future. So that's really all I've been working on. I didn't do a lot of stitching last weekend because last weekend was Easter, right? Yeah. So came home Thursday because we got out early. And I had a bunch of grading to do. I had tests to grade and some other stuff to grade that the kids had turned in. And I don't know what bug bit me, but I just started grading. Took a break for supper, and I blew through everything Thursday night. So then Friday, what did I do Friday? I couldn't tell you. That was like so a week ago. And then, of course, Saturday, Kevin and I drove to Lancaster. And Sunday was Easter, so I made a ham and, the whole thing. And my mother-in-law made baked pineapple, so we had supper. And Monday was another day off, so I actually went to school for a while to get ready for Tuesday because I was starting a new unit, and I wanted to get things ready, and that way I wouldn't have to, stay in line for the copier or have to get in there at dark 30 on Tuesday morning. So I did that, and Eddie had a haircut, so we got that done. And then I think I did some stitching Monday afternoon. And this week I haven't stitched a whole lot. In fact, I haven't kept up with my book of days very well this week. I need to go back and do it. Now, I got one of these happy planners. I jumped on the happy planner thing. And honestly, I don't see myself doing this whole thing next year. I don't know. I mean, I like the papers that I got from Naptime Stitcher. If you're interested, she's on Etsy. But, she has a Flosstube planner sheet. Alright. I started using these at episode 19. I have one for last time. Did I do one this time? No. Because I was like, alright, the boys aren't home yet. I'm going to take some time while it's quiet. Unless, the cat falls off of something again. And see if I can get some of this video done. So, she also has these cross-stitch project planners, which are cool. It's the same idea as the cross-stitch journal from Fat Quarter Shop. And she has a stitch-along tracker. Well, yeah, that's like a moot point with me because I'm not good at those. I mean, if you tell me that something has to be done, within a certain amount of time, that's when I stress out. So I start them, but I don't along them. All right. So I'm thinking that one's going to go. This is one I need to fill in. This is my whip tracker. And I like that idea too. But, I haven't done well. And then I have my Whip Go board, which is already messed up, and I'm changing something. So, I guess it's not messed up. It's reinvented. And then these papers are also like a list of the Whip Go projects. Why? I don't know. Oh, there's more stitch along trackers. I don't know why I copied them. And the other thing I like are my Stitchy Friends. I have it's almost like an address book. So if I do this, if I use something like this again next year, I'm just going to use the top and the bottom. I like the top and the bottom. I think that's cool. The covers. That's what they're called. And put my book of days in it and put these other pages in it. Or I'm just going to, instead of using these little ring things and these covers, I'll just punch 3 holes in them and put them in a binder. Because honestly, I'm starting to haul a bunch of crap home from school. And I've got binders coming out the wazoo. So, yeah. So, I don't know. But anyway, I was going to show you my book of days. Like I said, it's not... It's not. In fact, I haven't filled out a thing this week. So it's not. Which is sad. I just haven't been motivated. You know? I don't know. I do not know. Which is bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's sad. One of the reasons I wasn't motivated is I had a pretty rough day at school on Wednesday. And, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. So I need to catch up with my book of days and try and figure out what I did. Like I know I stitched on the map of Hawk Run Hollow last night. I know I did at least one thread in the owl the night before. Um, so, I'll write those things in. But that's about the best as it's going to be. Probably add some more stickers and call it a day. So, um, yeah, that it hasn't been a very productive week. So, yeah. So that's my progress. And so let's talk about haul. All right. So some of this haul is I'm going to show you the non-Christmas gift certificate haul. Okay. I'll throw those threads down there. So I am part of the Color and Cotton um, Primitive and Neutral Club and the Color and Cotton All Colors Club. So the all colors I get 10, the primitive and neutral I get 5. Honestly, I don't know which one's which. It does say. Huh, read the tag. That would be good. So this is part of the all colors. I haven't even opened them yet. So in this one I got bluegrass. I love that color. It's like a tealy color. And reggae. I guess that'll work. And fortissimo. That one would be a good substitute for something in Hawk Run Hollow. I might do that. And soprano. That one looks pretty too. And ragtime. That's sort of like a creamy beige, sort of near a crew. And then the other pack from the All Colors Club includes Jazz Band, which is like a deeper tealy blue. It's more blue than green. And Legato. That's like a aquamarine teal. This is Acapella. I love the gray. And Crescendo. Obviously a musical theme going on. And Sonata, which is like a light blue. This light is terrible. Sorry. And then the primitive and neutral, I get 5. Sticking with the musical theme. This is violin. Sort of a rusty red. This is tambourine. Like another tealy type color. We have guitar strings. It's a gray with a blue tinge to it. Mandolin. It's like a mossy green. And piano keys, which is like a grayish white. I'll tell you what. I've become fascinated by the mandolin. And, there's a part of me that wants to learn how to play it. And there's the other 95% of me that says, yeah, right. Like, you need another hobby. But anyway, that's a totally different ballgame. This was in my pile of haul, and I don't know why, but I don't know if I showed it to you last week. No, I didn't, because it's part of my Christmas. Never mind. We'll hold that in a minute. Hold, please. I also got my cloth from my Color and Cotton Club. This is Sandcastle. It is 36 count. So I thought I showed this to you last week, but if I didn't, there you go. And if I did, sorry, it was still in the pile. So there's that. I want to say, I think this is what I just got from Bestitch Me. Did I show this to you? I have no idea. But this is Ledger. It's got like a blue and yellow modeling on it. It's 36 count. I don't know if I did because the bag's still sealed. Sorry, it's crinkly. So anyway, I don't know what I'll do with that, but it's pretty. So I'm really starting to think about my clubs. And, you know, I really only need to be part of one fabric club. But which one do I give up? I don't know. So, yeah. So that's that. And I also bought some flosses. And I needed them for a couple of charts that I had purchased from 123 Stitch that I think I showed you last time. Plus, I bought a chart with my Christmas certificate, and I needed new flosses for that. And I just got these in the mail from Carla at Cobweb Corner, so they haven't been organized. But, like, I needed sticks and twigs from Color and Cotton, and I needed quite a few hickory sticks. Or not Color and Cotton, Classic Color Works, sorry. And I needed hickory sticks, like a whole bunch. And campfire. And there's another campfire. And eggshell. Needed one of those. And shabby sheep. That sort of looks like one of those Color and Cotton ones. And a whole bunch of weeks. I needed grits. I love grits. You like grits? So there's some grits. And, oh, there's another grits. And onyx, which is like a black with a blue tinge on it. And chrysanthemum. Couldn't say that when I was little. Yukon gold and sanguine. So I got those. I needed some olives, so I got a couple of those. And also Oscar. Oscar seems to be the green that everybody uses. So I got what I needed, plus I think an extra. Now, I know I have these colors in other bags, but I don't know where they are. Lancaster red. Clockwork. Oh, I just got this. Oh my gosh. I was like, why is this orange clockwork? A clockwork orange. I've never read that. Bing! Light bulb. Roasted figs. And cadet. And I also got, which I didn't know existed, DMC number 22. So I needed those. And then today in the mail, I also purchased something off of the stash unloading. I got 2 pieces of Abecedarian for 2 of the wordplay patterns by Brenda Gervais. I don't know if I'm going to use it because I want to use something that I can make all of them with the same fabric. But, you know, I can hang on to that and make a small out of it. So the charts I got were, oh, there's fabric in here. Let's Stay Home and Stitch, Project Quarantine. Can you see that? I just thought that was cute. Again, you know, the quilt designs, the block designs. So I got that. And I got Hilda's Alphabet Brew. And then the 2 word plays I got November and October. So I really, all I wanted were these 2. But the gal was selling them all at the same time. So, yeah. Why not? I got fabric for them. They're good. Okay. I also went to I don't want to call it a yard sale, but it was a yard sale. One of our local gals passed away, and one of her friends was having a yard sale to sell some of her fabric and yarn, and she had some stitchy stuff in there. Not a lot, but some. And so I stopped yesterday on my way home from school, and she graciously let me take a look at everything. It wasn't supposed to start until yesterday. Yesterday? Today. So, anyway, I bought 3 little charms and they're quilt blocks. I figured I could put them on a project bag. I want to learn how to make zipper pulls with beads and scissor fobs. So I'm going to do that one of these days. But, and these came from Patchwork Plus, which is a shop down 81 in Virginia. And it's a nice shop. If you quilt and you're there, check it out. I also bought this book. I hope I don't have it. But Miss Rosie's Farmhouse quilt book. And I'm a scrappy quilter. So there were a couple in here that I fell in love with. And one of these days I'll cut up a bunch of my fabric into pieces and I will make them. Where's the one that really pulled me in? Doobie doop doop doobie 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 doop doop doobie doo. I like this one. It's a simple 9 patch. I could probably figure that out by myself, but books are pretty. And I also fell in love with this one. So yeah, one of these days. That's what retirement's for, right? And then she also had a roll of the 2.5-inch strip batting that I use when I make jelly roll rugs. So I wasn't going to pass that one up either. So that's what came home from the yard sale. All right. That goes there. Sorry about that. That goes there. This goes there. Now let's talk about Christmas. Yay! So, like I said, I got a bunch of flosses. I got a couple patterns, and I kitted up some charts. So, and I'm still not done because, like I said, I got to put some of those flosses in here. But I honestly don't remember which one I bought at the shop. So I'm just going to show you what's in here and what I kitted up. Okay. So one of the charts I know I bought at Stitches Unlimited was the 2023, Prairie Schooler Santa. So he's going to go down in my Prairie Schooler bag with all the other Santas that I haven't made yet. So they can have a little Santa party. She had some fat quarters cut, sorry for the crunching, of linen. So I got 2 pieces of Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. And they're 40 count. So I can probably get a couple smalls out of that. I got a piece of Vintage Homespun, 36 count by R&R. And I know that's for one of the patterns I have. And I got a piece of Milk and Honey. Did I already say that? Did I get 3 of these? Fiber on a Whim, Milk and Honey. Yeah. Anyway, hang on. This one's different, I think. Yes, this is Affogato from Fiber on a Whim. So that was my little fabric haul. So what did I kit up? Well, I got floss for every opening flower. and I still needed DMC, and this, like, I needed the hickory sticks and I needed the olive. So the colors are beautiful. You know, they're Brenda Gervais colors. So I bought some. I bought a bunch. I raided my stash, not knowing what I had, and had to get some more. So I came home last Saturday, and I immediately came in here, and I was like, okay, let's go through everything. But they're really pretty. I love, love, love mulberry, because I'm the red girl. Okay. And this is how I organized it. I went through and I wrote down what threads I needed. I know, who is this? I'm disorderly, right? But I wrote down what threads I needed, and as I found them, I crossed them off. So I had thread and I had patterns all over this table. So I kitted that one. I also kitted up Mary Ann Kopp. This was another market one, I think, and it's another Brenda Gervais. So again, I came home and I immediately pulled out what I didn't buy, or what I couldn't find. That was another thing. There were things I couldn't find. So like perfect pie crust, cocoa bean, barn door, blue corn. I love blue corn. I think it's a pretty floss. This one I think is really interesting, that out of all these nice muted colors, there's poppy. So yeah. So that's that. When am I going to do these? I have no idea. So that one's there when I get around to it. And Home Sweet Home by Brenda Gervais. I think I bought this one too. I don't know. This might have been a market one that I bought. I don't remember. Nerding Out. Yep, there we go. And so again, I bought some threads, and I came home, raided the stash. But yeah, blue corn, driftwood, and some DMCs. So that's that. I just need to sit down and stitch, but you know, this working full time gets in the way. But it does pay for the stitching stuff. In Friendship, this one calls for Patriots Brew, which I think I have a piece of, but I'm not going to pull these out. You can see them. All right. Some pretty, that red. I love the red. And God Bless America. This is the one I bought. I know I bought this one at Stitches Unlimited. And I love the eagle. Can you tell it's an eagle? And the big red house. And there's some of the threads I pulled. And again, you can see on my list that there's some I haven't crossed out yet. So those are the ones I didn't have. And so, like, all of them needed Oscar. So, you know, whether he likes it or not, Oscar the Grouch is a very popular color. And Grace Death Abound. I don't know why I like this one. I think it's, you know, just everything, because the house and the border and a whole bunch of thread. So yeah, that's what I did. And then the one shop, Half Moon Handworks, which is in New Cumberland, when I took in my card, she said, well, you get this bag, and then whenever there's a 5th Saturday in the month and you bring your bag, you get 20% off whatever you buy. Now, I'm not one to just drive an hour just because. I've become a real homebody in my old age. So, you know, it just, I guess it's because I go to school all the time, and I don't want to go if I don't have to. So I If I want to go up there, I will. But if I don't, I'm not going to. And we'll see. It's not like I know we should support our shops, but sometimes it's just as easy to go www dot and let it come to me. So, I think that's it. My goals are to continue stitching on these things. I really, really want to work on that owl. I want to work on Anne. I am trying very hard not to start something new. I want to work on what I already have kitted. But I know there's a couple in the WhipGo chart. Excuse me. Sorry. End of day. That I guess technically shouldn't be on the WhipGo chart because they're not whips. Like the owl. I don't know. So, I guess I'm a WhipGo failure. Like I said, I don't along with stitch alongs. I start and then I move on to some other shiny squirrel. Oh, I got a couple more pair of these things too. These are cute. So, yeah, that's where I am. And I'm grateful to just be able to put a thread in. Last night, Eddie wanted me to play catch with him, which I have not done. And honestly, I was playing sitting down on a lawn chair because my knee was killing me. And he was very patient with that. And we were doing pretty good. Because the uneven ground out in the yard just is not good for my knee. And I can't dive after a ball and twist and turn after a ball anymore. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but it's the truth. So there I go. That is the goal. Is to get some of these things worked on. I have a project bag I need to make for a bag exchange, and I thought I had one that I wanted to give, but I'm not liking it, so I'm gonna do something else. And I have gobs of fabric for project bags. Excuse me, that I want to make for me and maybe try and sell. That's another thing I need to do is stop buying fabric. I need to use what I have. But I know I'll have some more time in the summer, which is weird because most people can't wait for the summer to get outside, and I can't wait for the summer to get in here and enjoy the other half of my brain. So with that being said, that's about all I have. Honestly, I didn't think it would take 50 minutes, but it did. So please take care of yourselves. If for those of you out west that are still getting snow, spring will come someday. I told my students the other day, I said, be thankful that you're not in California, because there's some place in California I read that had 883 inches, and their eyes got really big. We got maybe 4 inches of snow this winter. So I know one of these years we're going to get hit and hit bad, but maybe by that time I'll be retired. So there we are. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy your stitching. And be happy. All right? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.